Have you ever shot what you thought was the perfect clip only to drag it into your editor and realize the audio is just garbage? Like, not just a little meh, there's this annoying echo, an unrelenting AC hum, or maybe the neighbor chose exactly the second you hit record to start the leaf blower. The worst part is honestly how fast that kind of awful audio derails everything you worked on. Your visuals could be absolute gold, but if people are distracted by an annoying buzz or they simply cannot hear you cleanly, they are going to bail immediately. Retention tanks, watch time drops severely, and your carefully crafted message tragically never actually lands with the audience. But here's the really good news. Fixing bad audio no longer requires a degree in rocket science to accomplish. There are incredibly easy AI tools that clean things up with just a single click. Even better, you can fold these new tools into a pipeline that turns your long-form content into snackable, viral-ready clips without rebuilding your entire existing workflow. Today I will walk you through a few practical options that I actually use and test myself. I'll show you exactly how to get incredibly clean results from them. And then how a smart clip editor lets you turn those newly fixed files into ready-to-post short videos and a full content schedule. First up on our list is the tool called Adobe Podcast. This particular tool has been around for a little while, and honestly, it is a massive sleeper hit for creators. There's a perfectly functional free tier that already does a great job at removing bothersome background noise and handling de-reverb. The paid tier just adds more convenience for power users who need it. With the free plan, you must extract the raw audio from your video first and then upload it as a separate audio file. If you are on a Mac, QuickTime makes that entire extraction process dead simple via the export audio function. Once it is uploaded, use the enhanced speech feature, making sure to pick the V2 model if it is even available, and boom! That echo, the AC hum, that passing wind, a surprising amount of that unwanted noise gets instantly stripped out. It is remarkably fast, and for any short clips you are processing, the work is practically instantaneous. Now, for the limitations, the free plan forces you to handle that file extraction and upload as two totally separate steps. Plus, you will run into file size and time caps, perhaps around 30 minutes per file with daily limits to consider. The paid tier simply removes all of that friction and lets you upload the video file directly, which is definitely nicer if you just hate fiddling with different file types. Adobe's model is excellent for that raw foundational cleanup. However, if you are trying to scale hundreds of clips a month, you will soon find yourself juggling downloads and re-imports unless you implement some strong automation. My second option to check out is Descript, especially if you are not already using it. It has quickly become my go-to because it is not just an audio cleaner, it's a complete transcription and editing platform all rolled into one. The studio sound feature they offer is truly phenomenal. It not only removes background noise and echo, but also supercharges your voice to sound like you recorded it in that treated studio. The real magic is that this feature runs seamlessly in both the web app and the desktop application. You can import your video directly, meaning you never have to extract audio separately from the main file. Descript also transcribes your entire footage the moment it finishes uploading. This allows you to edit your content just by deleting text, cutting out filler words, and then rerunning that studio sound effect. There is a handy slider, so if your clip sounds a bit too robotic at the 100% intensity mark, you can dial it back to keep some natural ambiance. That hybrid approach, a little processed, a little original, often results in the most natural sounding result. Pricing can definitely be a factor, as there's a free tier with studio sound as a trial, but heavy users will likely want a creator or hobbyist plan. It can be pricey compared to a single feature app, but you are paying for integrated editing, audio cleanup, and transcription all in one unified place. My third and final option involves using the built-in tools already available inside your preferred editing software. If you use something like DaVinci Resolve, Studio, Premiere Pro, or Final Cut, many of these apps have voice isolation or AI noise removal baked right in. In Resolve specifically, there is voice isolation with an intensity slider very similar to what Descript offers, and for many basic clips, it is genuinely more than enough power. The huge advantage here is that you can stay entirely inside your timeline and make adjustments contextually, which is incredibly handy for matching audio to your visual edits. The main downside is that not every editor's AI engine is created equal, and sometimes you will find yourself fiddling with multiple plugins or effects to get the desired result. Also, if you want to A/B test different processing intensities or try out multiple noise reduction engines, moving files between different applications becomes unavoidable. So that briefly covers the methods for actually cleaning up your problematic audio files. But now we need to address the bigger workflow issue that almost every creator runs into next. You can have immaculate audio, but turning one long video into dozens of short, highly attention-grabbing clips is still manual handwork unless you utilize smarter tooling. That is precisely where Vizard enters the picture and why it has been such a game changer in my personal process. Vizard is not another audio cleaner. It represents the crucial next step in content repurposing. It takes your fully cleaned long videos and automatically finds the absolute best moments to cut those viral ready clips. The tool intelligently picks the highlights for you, so instead of manually scrubbing 5 hours of footage, Vizard surfaces the high engagement moments. It then turns those moments into short videos that have sane pacing and automatically generated captions. Here's the exact workflow that I personally use and that you can copy starting today. Step 1. Record all of your necessary long-form content first. Do not freak out about background noise because you can usually fix it later, but always try to get clean takes when possible. Next, run the audio through one of the AI cleaners we discussed, Adobe Podcast for a quick free cleanse, or Descript for the all-in-one edit and cleanup. Or use Resolve if you simply prefer staying within your main non-linear editing environment. Crucially, keep a copy of the original audio because sometimes you might want a touch of that room tone to keep things sounding authentic. Step 3. Import that newly cleaned video and audio file directly into Vizard. Let the tool auto-detect all the great clips and create multiple short versions automatically. It will then pick the best attention points, add smart cuts, and provide you with captioned, platform-ready outputs. Finally, utilize Vizard's built-in scheduler and content calendar for planning your entire distribution schedule. You tell it how often you want to post, tweak any captions or the thumbnail frame, and then let it publish everything automatically. So why is this entire combination so incredibly powerful for content creators? Because Adobe Descript and Resolve solve the make it sound good problem, while Vizard solves the critical make it perform problem. When combined, these tools let you scale your content output massively without having to cash out for an expensive full-time editor. You get the clean audio, the sharp editorial cuts, the required captioning, and the automatic posting, all delivered in a consistent, repeatable pipeline. Now, for a few essential practical tips that I have personally learned along the way. Never feel obligated to kill absolutely all background noise. Sometimes it is better to leave some in. For outdoor or very natural scenes, I actually prefer a hybrid approach for the best texture. You pull the main process track forward for absolute clarity, then layer a tiny bit of the original track underneath for that real-world ambiance. The result sounds authentically real, not sterile or overprocessed. Use Descript's intensity slider or Resolve's voice isolation to dial exactly how much of that studio sound you actually want to project. Be cautious because too much processing can easily make human speech sound artificial and robotic, especially during passionate takes. When you are in doubt about any clip, always prioritize clarity for the very first 3 to 5 seconds because that is your all-important retention hook. Vizard inherently helps with this by automatically selecting moments where the speaker is engaging and the audio is perfectly clear. You should also A/B test different cleaned audio versions to empirically see which one performs better in the real world. Vizard's auto-edit features actually make it completely painless to generate those multiple outputs for easy comparison. Now, let's take a quick, honest reality check regarding the necessary trade-offs involved in this stack of tools. Adobe Podcast is cheap and fast, but the free plan still requires a bit more manual file handling on your end. Descript is absolutely brilliant for creators who need transcription and deep editorial control, but it can end up costing significantly more if you are exporting a massive volume of content. DaVinci Resolve's built-in tools are incredibly powerful if you already own the studio license, but you will be tied to a heavier desktop workflow. The key thing to remember is that Vizard is not meant to replace those tools. It is specifically designed to complement them perfectly. It functions as the essential glue that turns your cleaned long-form videos into consistent short-form output week after week. This keeps your publishing calendar completely full without requiring the constant manual grind from you. If you want to start seeing these results today, I highly recommend you try this simple sequence. Pick one episode you filmed recently that suffers noticeably from background noise. Then, run a quick noise cleanup pass in either Adobe Podcast or Descript to improve the sound quality. Next, feed that single improved audio file directly into Vizard for the automated heavy lifting. Let Vizard automatically generate 8 to 12 short clips from that single video source. Review the absolute best ones, select your favorites, and then schedule an entire week's worth of content to publish. You will immediately see how much valuable time you are saving in the editing room. And more importantly, you will notice viewer retention snap right back because the audio is clean and every clip gets straight to the point fast. Ultimately, great audio truly matters, perhaps more than we are all willing to admit, because it dictates whether people stick around long enough to even hear your message. But thanks to the current incredible crop of AI tools, you absolutely no longer need a completely soundproof studio to sound professionally good. Use Adobe Podcast or Descript to get the initial audio clean. Use your NLE's built-in tools when you demand full creative control, and then let Vizard handle the entire heavy lifting. This is the most realistic and scalable workflow I have ever found to convert filmed content into consistent, high-retention short videos without completely burning out. If you are interested in diving deeper, I can certainly write up a full step-by-step checklist for your very first run-through. I can also provide a sample caption and thumbnail template that tends to work exceptionally well for these kinds of repurposed clips. So, tell me, do you want that detailed checklist or the sample caption template?